Humankind is an organization that impacts more than 7,300 people each year in Virginia through programs in 5 focus areas, including early childhood development. Today we're hosting an early childhood education panel discussion highlighting the importance of early childhood development. To learn more about area needs and how Humankind is helping to address those needs, we're joined today by Bethany Hill, Director of Little Wings Preschool, Ashley Graham, Director of Healthy Families, Joan Rowe, Director of Child Care Resource Center, and Miriam Torian, Director of Quality and Community-Based Services. Ladies, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you.
We should start the discussion with a question that may seem self-explanatory, but why is early childhood development education so important?
Well, early childhood development is through the ages of 0 to 8 years, and considering that most research is children learn most of what they'll need for life in the first 5 years, I would say it's probably the most important time of life.
Mm-hmm. Giving children a good start in life means that when they get into the elementary school system and into high school and then on into post-secondary education, they have a really good foundation for learning.
There's a big initiative now in a lot of the not-for-profit world about early childhood education, and much of this has been sparked by a lot of the research. And what other things, in what ways is Humankind looking to help and already does help in this area?
Well, we have Little Wings Preschool, which serves ages 2.5 to 5 years. We are an active learning program that focuses on a play-based curriculum called High Scope, which also is one of the longest longitudinal studies of early childhood education internationally.
Tell us how the early childhood development team at Humankind is unique.
Well, I think it's unique because we provide services across a continuum of early childhood education and early childhood development. We start with our Healthy Families program when parents are expecting a child during pregnancy, and we can serve them through age 5 through home visiting and helping parents understand how to play with their children and promote brain development, how to bond with their children, and the importance of those things. So we start in pregnancy in our Healthy Families program, and we also serve children 2.5 through 5 in Little Wings, and then we also have our Child Care Resource Center, which educates the educators. And so it's a broad continuum of services that touches multiple different areas from 0 to 5. There's evidence in the research that demonstrates that serving parents starting in pregnancy and through age 5 and supporting parents and understanding all the things it takes to raise a healthy child to be successful in life, it impacts the child's health. So things like heart disease, diabetes, these chronic diseases that you find later in life can actually be, you can find the roots of those in the first 5 years of that child's life. And so everything that we're doing in early childhood impacts a lifetime of not just success in education, in careers, but also with their physical health. So it impacts all areas, spiritual health, emotional health, based on a child's experience in the first 5 years of their life.
The Perry Preschool Project is, as Bethany said, is the longest longitudinal study of 2 groups of children. It has been going on for over 50 years that they have been following these children. Some were placed in a high-quality early childhood environment, and some were in a not-so-high-quality environment. And they have seen through these children who are now adults that the children who received quality early childhood education are more successful through school. They have higher on-time graduation rates. There are less teen pregnancy, smoking, and drug use, and they're just more successful as contributing citizens.
Yes, they have better jobs. They have less likely to be incarcerated. They are also more likely to buy a home. All of that has come out of this long study about why just that 1 year of a high-quality education experience impacted their whole lifespan.
Tell us more about your 3 programs and how each addresses the need for early childhood education.
Well, Little Wings Preschool serves children 2.5 to 5 years. We follow the High Scope curriculum. We also focus on inclusion, where we have children that are typical and atypical in the same class together. They have an active learning program where they're actually learning through play, and that is significant because it just instills a natural love for learning in children. We also have an extensive parent program where we're also doing parent nights. We have parent nights at least once a month, or a parent activity to get them engaged in their child's early education, so that it is a bridge between the home environment and the school environment.
Our Healthy Families program starts working with families during pregnancy and all the way through age 5 of that child. And we go out into the home and meet with families about once a week, and we take toys and activities and get on the floor with newborn babies and parents and play and talk about how when you're playing with your child, you're promoting all different types of development and promoting brain development, and also promoting attachment and bonding between the parents and the children through those activities. Home visiting is a national model, and there's lots of research that demonstrates the impact that it makes with parents and with children throughout the course of their lifetime.
And the Child Care Resource Center is a little bit different because we don't work directly with the children. We work with the early childhood educators. We offer monthly workshops. We go into the centers and provide coaching and technical assistance. We also are the only program that offers the Child Development Associate class in Region 2000, and that's a way for people who are interested in having a career in early childhood education to get the qualifications that they need to be a lead teacher or become a director of a center.
Well, tell us other ways how the early childhood development team at Humankind is unique.
Well, Little Wings Preschool is the only high scope certified center in the state of Virginia. That means that we have had lots of training in our curriculum. Like I mentioned before, it's an international curriculum. Our teachers are high scope certified teachers, and we are basically the only one that's doing it in Virginia.
And our Healthy Families home visiting program is the only home visiting program in the region.
Bethany and Ashley spoke about how their programs are unique. Our philosophy around early childhood development at Humankind is also unique in that we take a multi-generational approach. So the children are always the focus, but we do as much as we can to engage the parents, both at the preschool level and at home with their children, because they are their parents' first teachers. And we want them to become advocates for their child's academic success throughout life.
Are there any gaps you see in childcare in our community?
Yes, actually, and I know Joan will weigh in more on this, but there have been several centers in Lynchburg over the last few years who've actually closed, and they provided infant toddler care. So right now there is a big gap in infant toddler care and the affordability of infant toddler care in the community. So it's really hard for parents to find high quality care for their infants and their toddlers.
The Child Care Resource Center works to help parents find affordable infant care. But the problem is that there just are not enough spots out there for licensed care, and that becomes a problem because when a parent can't find licensed care or care that is affordable for them, that's when they turn to childcare providers who are kind of off the radar, and that can be an unsafe situation.
Right.
So that's a concern. But the affordability and accessibility is a huge problem. If someone is having their first child, they may not know that they need to reserve a spot the minute they become pregnant, because otherwise, in the larger centers, they have wait lists that are months and months long. I know of a couple of centers that have over 60 people on their wait lists, and they're never going to be able to serve them. And folks need to go back to work, sometimes after 6 weeks of being at home, and so that's a real problem.
And like you said, not everyone has the option of turning to family.
Right.
That is a huge resource, but not everyone has that support system in place. So then they end up dropping out of the workforce to stay home and take care of their baby, and we've lost production in our workforce.
Right, and there is economic impact to that as well.
Yes, there is.
And there's also a lot of research that demonstrates that having high quality childcare in businesses and companies and corporations helps employee retention, and it helps productivity. So there's a gap in our community that we've noticed as well with the business sector funding and supporting and helping to develop more centers and more accessibility and affordability for childcare.
Yes, and whether they help with childcares that are on site of the businesses, which is where you really see the retention of employees, better attendance, fewer sick days. But if businesses are not willing to do that, we would like to see businesses helping out this centers that are currently here or helping to create new ones, particularly for infant care.